With the Green connector deployed, complete the required next steps. A DNS record needs to be configured to point the FQDN to the public IP of the load balancer. In our example, the DNS admin had already added the record. This is verified via an NS lookup. The Green connector needs to be added to Infinity via the management node. Go to Call Control, Teams Connectors, and click to add a new connector. Give the connector a name and specify the FQDN of the Green connector. Select the Teams tenant and optionally enable the Event Hub for enhanced status info to be displayed on the live view. The Event Hub connection string can be obtained from the static resource group of the Green connector, as shown. Add the string to the connector configuration and click Save. Checking the live view, after a short period the Green connector should appear. By this stage of the deployment, Infinity is configured to use the blue connector in production, both running version 34. The Green connector has successfully been deployed into Azure and is now added to Infinity but is not yet active. It is very important to note that it is at this point in the process where you would stop and schedule a planned maintenance window. During this maintenance window, which would typically be outside of business hours, Infinity would need to be upgraded to the same version as the Green connector to ensure compatibility. The second task would be to reconfigure Infinity to use the Green connector instead of the blue one, then completing user acceptance testing to validate. In this video, as the Green connector is running the same version as the blue, there is no requirement to upgrade Infinity. However, this is obviously a critical part of the process which would normally be completed at this stage. To switch over to using the Green connector, edit the existing Teams call routing rules. Set the Teams connector value to be the Green connector and save the change. Create a new Teams meeting for testing. Join the Teams meeting from the Teams client. Connect an untrusted unregistered endpoint. The endpoint should be placed in the lobby and need to be admitted by a conference host. The live view shows the call utilizing the Green connector as planned. Connect an endpoint which is registered to Infinity. The registered endpoint should be able to bypass the lobby and join the meeting directly. Checking the live view, the trusted caller is also using the Green connector. The testing is completed by one of the endpoints confirming that content can be shared into the Teams meeting. Looking at Azure, we can see the resource groups which were created as part of the blue-green deployment. 3 resources are for Infinity and were pre-existing. The Teams bot group contains the CVI app and was set up when deploying the blue connector for the first time. The blue and green connectors have 2 resource groups each, a static group and a dynamic group which contains the virtual machine scale set.